Okay, so this is Dr. Faye Sun, and sorry. The question is, if you could talk about the culture of persons in late adulthood, like the strengths in the elderly population.
Well, overall, in general, the older population, they have more experience, wisdom, and resilience. And they have developing the coping mechanisms through the life. So when they adapt to the old age, like the physical, mental, or social challenges, they can rely on their previous coping mechanisms to cope with those challenges. And they are willing to share, they are willing to give their wisdom or their legacy to the young generation. So all of those are the strengths. When social workers work with them, you will find older populations are extremely appreciative. They are very willing to, to do something, even like even small things to thank their social workers. So those are another strengths for this older population. It also depends on ethnic groups, ethnic background for those older population. For certain ethnic minorities, they may have other specific strengths. Say, for example, like African Americans, the religious or spiritual aspect of this group could be considered another strength for African Americans. Like other immigrants groups, like Asian Americans, they may rely on their previous cultural backgrounds as a strength, or their ties to their ethnic groups as a strength to deal with challenges in later life stages.
What do you think about has been the impact on the decreased birth rates and the increase in the older adult population? For example, how has it affected stages of development?
Well, overall, as the baby boomers, some part of the baby boomers already approached 65. I think the earliest one is, are those born in 1946.
Right.
So I think in general, the older population can be divided into some subgroups. We have the oldest old, those who are over 85, those who are middle old, between 75 to 84, and those young old adults between 65 to 74. So each subgroup have different challenges. And regarding for the impact of the social service, I would say the young social workers can still relate well to this group, because some of them could be their parents, or for the oldest group could be their grandparents. So if the social workers are trained to understand the needs of older adults, they can still relate well, in the working settings, in different settings working with the older population. Regarding to the second part is like this, I think Erickson, he also modified his theory a bit. He considered for the later lifehood could be divided into, 3 subgroups. Or you put in a simple way, for those who are oldest old, those 85 or older, their life challenges could be different from those young older adults. So, for example, for social workers, we have the young old adults who may just dealing with adaptive to the retirement, adjusting to the roles of the loss of roles. But for the oldest old group, we may more help with dealing with loss of physical functioning, or loss of cognitive function or memories. So those are different challenges for young social workers depending on the age of those old adults.
So what do you think about how the impact has been on resources?
Well, in general, we have the Old Americans Act, who lays the social service foundation for old adults. We have the Medicare, Medicaid, lays the healthcare resource for the old adults. And the Social Security provides financial support for old adults. But people's concern is, as the old population increase, those resources tend to dry up because more and more people depend on the services. So largely, we have to depend on community resources, or religious resources, or non-profit resources that is embedded in the community. And the social workers, as brokers of resources, have to be creative in finding resources for older adults. And older adults themselves could be, for some age-restricted communities, older adults themselves could be considered as resource themselves. They can form peer support groups for each other. So.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you.